Hello everyone and welcome in. Today is Thursday, August 3rd, and I'll be doing your single card pull to see what messages God, Spirit, the Divine has in store for you for today. So let's go ahead and jump in with our fire signs. That's our Aries, Leo, Sag, and see what messages are coming through for you for today. The High Priestess. So remember, this is going to be that kind of inner wisdom, divine feminine type of energy. Whether you're identifying as a divine feminine or a divine masculine, this is just the feel of the energy, and that's kind of that higher level of consciousness. So you're looking at things, through the lens of love and more from a 5D perspective rather than looking at the 3D that's happening around you. Whether this is a wave of, I guess I'll call it almost like an epiphany, like you're starting to see that a little bit more, or whether that's the push from the universe is stop looking at things in such a 3D way, is, to be seen, and, take it how it resonates with you and your situation. But the whole thing of it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day routine. I do this because I'm supposed to be doing this, versus really sitting in that place of higher consciousness of why am I doing these activities? Is it serving my higher good? So your Gaia message is Ganesha, clearing away obstacles, protection and guidance. So some of these obstacles, it can be your thought processes. Maybe it's certain things, this High Priestess inner wisdom that's coming out is really calling on you to look within and see, what are you doing with your life? Are you living intentionally? Are you doing things that are feeding your soul? Are you doing things that are meaningful and worthwhile? Or are you just sort of floating along that this is what I'm supposed to do? I wake up every day, I go to work, I come home, maybe take care of the kids, take care of the dog, clean the house a little bit, go to bed, and wake up and do the same thing. And I mean, obviously there are certain points in your life which, yes, you have to do those things, but are you just kind of putting your blinders on to what is your mission, what is your purpose? And this High Priestess card is calling you to go within, and some of it's a matter with this Ganesha card of clearing away obstacles. Maybe you have fears surrounding your path that you're being called towards. So that's, know that you'll be protected, and that you have guidance from your spirit guides, and some of that's a matter of asking them for help. They're not going to interfere. If you call on them for help, they will help you, but it also requires some discipline of quieting the rest of your mind when you're asking for guidance and help. But know that you are protected. All right, let's take a look at your soul journey card. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And that, whether envy is envy of material things, envy of relationships, or, oh, this was so easy for this person. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut because it's like, oh, well, it's just so hard for me to get out of this. I wish it was easier. I wish my situation was like this person's. They had it so much easier. They probably had their own challenges. They just may not have shared those with you. All right, let's take a look at what's coming through on the romance card for our fire signs. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And some of this is the message here looks like you are, maybe you've been stuck in kind of a 3D situation. If all of this is related to this same free yourself, that maybe there's a relationship that you've been trying to break free of, but you just don't know how, and you've been looking at other people in similar situations that have been able to break free and thinking, oh, I wish I had it as easy as them. But you do have the ability to change whatever circumstances in your life. And now is really a perfect time to be asking the universe for help, praying, asking God for help with this this Lionsgate portal that's coming up is all about manifesting and energetically aligning and kind of surrendering to the divine and just asking for that help. But if you start to take the steps to free yourself and take back control of your life, know that you're going to be protected. You're going to get some guidance, and looking out to see who out there can help you, who is at your vibration level, who's trying to encourage you to grow. And sometimes when you're in situations where changes need to be made, there's always going to be some parties that don't want you to make the change because the unhealed version of you, or whatever version of you that you're in right now, is advantageous to them for one reason or another. So make sure that you're aligning yourself with people who are growth oriented, who are looking at the spiritual path, looking at trying to help you along your path. And that's where that high priestess energy comes in, that inner wisdom of being able to see who's really there to help you on your path. But that's for our fire signs. Let's look at our earth signs. So our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, what message is coming through for you? The Chariot. So this is that fast moving energy, and that's also going to be about overcoming obstacles, and you're having a breakthrough. Regardless of what situation that may be, take swift action, move forward. You're going in the right direction, whether that's the energy coming in or whether that's divine saying, okay, if you're faced with a challenge, you're going to overcome the obstacles. Just do it. Take that leap. Do it. Move forward with making the changes that in your heart you need to make, but you're just kind of dragging your feet for whatever reason. And know that you'll be guided and protected, and just moving forward. So let's see what Gaia card comes out for you. Your jumper card is the message, positive news, positive outcome. I think this card came up for you a few days ago too. So it looks like you're kind of on the cusp of something big happening. Considering how many cards there are in this deck, if you've had the same one come out multiple times in the last week, it means that something good is on the way. And you just need to have that kind of bold action and boldly go where no one has gone before. Sorry, I had to have a nerdy moment there. All right. Another one jumped out. Eternal dance, movement, wheel of life, path of least resistance. And that's something kind of like with the wheel of life, also kind of like the wheel of fortune. Some things are fated and destined, and are you making them harder by digging your heels in and trying to control certain outcomes, or trying to control the flow when, let things flow in the direction that they're going to flow. And if you do that, kind of like taking the path of least resistance, it may be taking you in the right direction. Move forward quickly. And this movement along with the Chariot means something's about to change for our earth signs here. Let's take a look at the soul journey card. Doubt. I release the need to know all of the answers. And this might be what has been holding you back, is you don't know exactly what it's going to look like on the other side. So you're hesitant to take those next steps forward. And one of the things is having faith in the divine, having faith in spirit, that you're going to be going in the right direction. If you set your intentions when you're manifesting and you kind of get that clear idea to the universe, this is where I want to go, have faith that even if the path kind of meanders a little bit, you're going in the right direction. If you're taking off on a long road trip, you don't have to be able to see the destination. When you get in your car, you know that it's there, and you have faith that if you're, in California and you're heading east, eventually you will get to the East Coast. I mean, that would be a very long road trip, but having that sense of knowing that you're going to get to where you need to get to, you don't have to see every moment of the path. You don't have to see every step of the path to know where you're going to get to. And your romance card, honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Um, so this is kind of like the living in the moment and stop worrying about all of these other little details. So it looks like there's some changes coming, and you know that you're releasing some of these needs for information and just kind of enjoy the path. Whether this is time together, enjoying the bliss of holiday time together with a partner, or if there's changes coming, just enjoying the moment. Since these kind of seem to, this part of it seems like it doesn't necessarily match up with the honeymoon part. So let's pull another card and see if there's another card that can kind of clarify that a little bit. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And maybe some of these other changes that are going on are not related to the relationship. It's releasing all this other baggage, releasing some of these other things, making other changes in your life to get yourself more on the right path. And that's going to raise your vibration, which is going to be more attractive. I'm saying you attract romantic love by enjoying that, and that's going to help create that honeymoon place for you, or that honeymoon space. So that was the message for our earth signs. Let's move into our water signs, which is our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and see what message is trying to come through for you for today. The High Priestess for you as well. So again, that tapping into the divine feminine energy and your inner wisdom. Let's see what context that is presenting itself in. A hidden gift, sadness and ending a new beginning. And a lot of times, when things come to an end, there is a sadness. But part of this divine feminine energy and kind of that inner wisdom is knowing that, yes, an ending is just part of the cycle. And in order to rebuild and grow stronger and better, sometimes certain things have to fall away. You have to clear out your energetic space to create space to build something new. And whether that's certain things ending, maybe it's a job ending, or not being able to continue on with a certain hobby, or maybe it's a relationship that's ending, or a friendship is ending or changing, that there are blessings to be seen in that it can open up other opportunities that maybe wouldn't have been open if you had stayed in that stuck energy. All right. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And that goes really well with the hidden gift, that if there's an ending, having that confidence to say, all right, I don't know what's happening next. That can be scary, but I'm going to face that with courage and one foot in front of the next, and let's see what happens next. All right, let's take a look at our romance card. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And this is kind of the whole thing of finding that balance, and especially with the Aries and North Node, really calling on you to find your balance between putting other people's needs first and taking care of other people and making sure they're okay, with putting your own needs first, that healthy level of selfishness. You can't pour from an empty cup, and the whole thing of, you need to be put first. So if you're in a situation where you're constantly putting somebody else first, that only ever works if the other person is putting you first. So, most of the time that doesn't end up necessarily happening. So, you need to put yourself first. Make sure that you're taking care of you, and then the right people will fall into place in your life. All right, let's jump into our air signs, our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and see what's coming up. The moon. I'm wanting to say this may be the third time this week that the moon has come up for our air signs. And that's about, kind of what is being what is being shown to you in the light of the moon? You know, a lot of times it has to do with trickery and illusions, and you know, things are kind of in the dark and in the shadows, and that's really, you know, like I said, it's interesting. I think this is the third time that's come up for air signs in the last week. Anytime there's something like that that's happening, definitely a big alarm, a big bell from the universe saying, hey, pay attention to this. And this is, I guess, a cautionary tone for you to make sure that you're not being deceitful, you're not tricking somebody, you're not trying to pull one over on somebody else. Even if that person is you, maybe you've been telling yourself certain lines or lies for so long that you're starting to believe it. And that would be a cautionary tale to really look at what you're saying. Are you being true to yourself, or are you living in some other narrative that's come up in your mind? It could also be a cautionary tale about the people around you. Is there somebody around you that is not being honest? Somebody that's trying to trick you, maybe, you know, and sometimes it isn't even necessarily malicious. Maybe they think that they're doing you a favor by saying something to not hurt your feelings, but you know, there could still be some dishonesty and some trickery. All right, let's see what's coming up. The Gaia card. That was a jumper card, so I'll pull another one. It's Jewel Within a Teardrop. Appreciation, spiritual and emotional reconnection. And that's kind of, here, let's pull this one. Remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. And both of these together, you know, one of them talks about emotional reconnection, and this jewel within a teardrop is kind of looking at it that if there's sadness and things that are hurting your heart, making you cry, try to look for the beauty part. Try to look for what is the lesson in there. What's the jewel? What is trying to come out for me to be able to look at that and heal, whether that's breaking certain cycles on your side. But this whole remembrance, the resurfacing of past feelings and emotions, there's something probably that this lying and illusions and false masks is covering. And as you start to wade through that, it's going to be bringing up past feelings, past emotions, and those are being brought up so that you can address them. All right, let's take a look at our soul journey card. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. It looks like it might be a tough day for the air signs, or you know, a tough spell coming up. And as always, take only what resonates with you. Maybe this specific path could be directed for just a few of you. It doesn't necessarily resonate with everybody, but there's a sense, you know, with this kind of sadness, and you're remembering back to past emotions and the regret of, oh, I wish I would have done something different. You know, reminding yourself, obviously, that you cannot change the past, and things played out like that for a reason for you. Let's take a look at your romance card and see what's coming up. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And this could be a path where the deception and the regret and the walk down memory lane is related to a relationship that's having issues. And this card saying to express your love is kind of coming out that, you know, so that you can live in a place of having no regrets, being completely honest, whether the other person is being honest with you or not. Depending on your situation, this moon card, like I said, could either be you or it could be somebody else in your energy field that's doing that. But kind of putting all your cards out on the table so that way you can have that sense later when you look back of saying, you know, no regrets. I was staying true to myself, and you know, that's all you can do. What other people do with your honesty and vulnerability speaks to their character. You being honest and open and vulnerable speaks to yours. So I hope this message has been helpful for you for today, giving you something to think about as you start your Thursday. And as I said, take only what resonates and leave the rest. There will be another card pull for tomorrow, and some other videos coming up within the next few days as well. So make sure to hit the notifications if you want to get alerts as to when those new ones post. Otherwise, I wish you joy and peace along your journey, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.